This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, whether you love him or hate him, the GOAT, Tom Brady, he suggested one time that he wants to keep playing until he's 45 years old.
Just when you say that, I look at your son and he's pumping his fist in the air and it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
How dare you, dancing? Yeah, he does nothing. He shows no emotions. But you say Tom Brady, all of a sudden he's like getting his groove on.
I mean, in a way, I have to say that ever since Tom went to Tampa Bay, I hate him a little less because it was really the Patriots that I just couldn't stand because it was Tom, Belichick, and everything. But Tom, now he's not even, and he really, I don't think he's beaten us yet as a Buck.
Right.
So, and I don't think we'll get to find out unless we actually go to the playoffs and play them this year. He seems a little better to me. I don't know why. He's just slightly better than I used to think of Tom Brady.
I feel like it's sometimes you ever have like those friends that are in a relationship and apart you think they're both fine, but together they just make you sick. Like you're just like, these two suck together. Yeah. Like for whatever reason, either they're just like too much PDA or they're arguing all the time. Whatever it may be, together they're the worst. And I feel like that was Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. But now apart, well, Belichick's still the worst. So I guess it was just like that one person in the relationship.
We found out who was contributing to the negativity.
It's more like guilt by association.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, one to play to 45 years old in the NFL is quite an accomplishment. And how about Tom just turned 44? So he's not that far away from doing this.
The clock is ticking.
And there's a new video out where your buddy Gronk, now here's a guy everybody loves, even though he was also part of a team that made us miserable. But, Gronk was not in that, he wasn't that twosome. He was like, we like that kid. He's like their child. We're like, the kid's a good kid.
Yeah, he's a crazy kid. Yeah, sometimes he accidentally pulls his pants down and urinates on things. But other than that, he's a pretty fun child.
Well, you know what? I think we can, I think somebody who used to do that to a suit of armor can actually really relate to that.
That's behavior. Why I like Gronk so much.
So there's a new video with Gronk, and he asks Tom, he's like, hey, man, do you think you can play until you're 50? And, of course, Tom's like, you bet I can.
Can Tom Brady play until 50 years old?
Wow. Seems to be a really hot question lately.
You're 44. That's 6 more years.
I don't find it so difficult. And plus, in the Florida, it's kind of a retiree state, so I feel like I can play and then just glide into retirement. I think I can. I think it's a yes.
Those two need to do a video podcast together because Gronk's wearing these stupid sunglasses, but for some reason it works with Gronk because it's Gronk. Yeah. And then they cut to Tom Brady, who's wearing the exact same sunglasses, but he looks like the dad that's trying to look cool.
Well, it's also the bucket hat that he's wearing, too.
The bucket hat doesn't help.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He definitely, he looks like he's ready for retirement in that picture. I love the answer, though. He's like, well, I'm playing in Florida, which is kind of the retirement state anyway. It's a good answer.
I love the name of the video is Google it, Tommy and Gronky. That's the name of the podcast.
I'll listen.
Yeah. You know what, Steve? I think you might find a little post-career for those guys.
So imagine being the Bucks like quite possibly, let's just say they won the last game, and let's just say they continue to win. Granted, he's probably not the same Tom Brady that he was a few years ago, but he still finds way to win, and he's still a productive member of the team, and they're doing way better than they would do with anyone else as their quarterback. And he goes until he's 50. That means they're going to get about like 6-7 years with him as their quarterback, which is incredible. Because a lot of people thought, he's just going there for like maybe a one and done type of a situation, wins the Super Bowl, okay, maybe one more. That would be nuts if they actually get, because I would imagine like if you're a younger quarterback in Tampa Bay, you're like, all right, well, my time's coming any minute now. And then all of a sudden 6 years go by and you're like, I never got my shot.
I don't know who the oldest quarterback was that actually was legitimately playing in the NFL full time. Or even part time. I don't know who that. If they're ever, I feel like he's got to be
Uncle
closing
Rico.
in. I mean, Uncle Rico. I mean, Peyton Manning. How old was he when he said "see you later"? I feel like he wasn't.
I feel like he was in his early part of his 40s. Not.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
According to a quick Google search, the oldest was a player named George Blanda. He retired in 1975 at the age of 48.
Yep.
Oh, George Blanda. That's right. I forgot about George. Okay, so he's chasing that.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, I do actually, because I'm old enough to remember that dude. Played for the Raiders, I think. And I think that, he's got to be chasing that, right? I mean, of all things to do, he's done so much. Why wouldn't Tom go for that?
I feel like it's going to be either, hopefully not an injury, because you never want to see anyone get injured. It's probably one injury or one bad season away from him calling. I think he's going to play until he has a bad season.
Yeah.
Oh, you think? You think that bad season and he's done?
Yeah, I mean, I think some people thought maybe he'd be done after this season, but he won a championship. So how do you stop after that point? I know, let's go out on top. No, man, ride that thing to the ground like a car. Just keep using it until it's useless anymore.
Well, now we've got he's shooting for 50, which, man, oh man. And George Blanda, I don't know how productive he was in his later years, and I don't even know how much he played in his later years. So, whereas Tom Brady is the GOAT. So, man, what an accomplishment if that guy could still be a full-time quarterback, at 50 years old.
Someone said, I forgot about this. He signed a 4-year deal with the Bucs.
So, yeah, that's going to put him till what, 47, 48-ish?
Yeah. And, contracts are in football. It doesn't mean anything. But
oh, that's a good point.
Someone said when Tom Brady said wow during that interview, he sounded like that turtle that's boning. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Can we hear that part again? Yeah. Just to hear. It's right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Can Tom Brady play until 50 years old?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He does sound like that turtle. Wow. All right, we need that audio, Danny. We need that with the turtle now. Okay.
Maybe this is Tom Brady.
Hadn't thought about that.
Him and Giselle.
Wow.
Okay,
Turtles do live to be super old, so at that point, he's just going to, go to 150 and just say the wow.
Now I can't get that out of my head, Tom having relations with Giselle, and that's all he's doing is wow.
Wouldn't you?
Wow. Well, you're right. Tom Brady is quite attractive. I suppose you're right.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm thinking as Giselle.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Why would a company make a wine bottle to sell that is shaped like a man's junk? Wow. Steve will tell you why. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:19 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million. $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the Spring-Free Trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring-Free Trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Advanced Hair Restoration for giving us the Migs Report. And today's a day I think we could all celebrate. Well, maybe not Danny, because Danny doesn't like dessert.
Yeah.
But do you like baked goods?
Of course I do.
A cookie. Of course I know you do, BJ.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, because today is National Bakery Day. So go to your local bakery. Might I recommend Karina Bakery in Tacoma?
Oh, nice.
That place is incredible. They have nice cakes. We had Tatum's birthday cake made there, but other stuff as well. They've got a bunch of good stuff there. Highly recommend. They're the ones who dropped off a bunch of fun stuff that one time for us after the Rev got a cake there as well.
Yeah.
Good people. Great cakes.
Yeah. Good pastries.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what bakery type item I would want to eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I like the half moons. You get those, the black and white sometimes they're called too. They have ice.
Oh, those are good. Yeah.
The cookies with the half black icing, half white icing. Those are good.
If you're in West Seattle, I can also recommend the Little Prague Bakery.
Really?
It's right down the street from my house, and they have the best cheese danishes in the entire world. And
better than Starbucks?
Oh, yeah. They're huge.
I love the cheese danishes at Starbucks.
And they're only like $4. They're amazing. And I'll eat those any day of the week.
Nice.
Yeah, prior to COVID, there were obviously a lot of great bakeries around the city, but I've been to them and can't remember any names. But you know what? You go downtown, you'll find some good bakeries.
See, I'm a sucker. Like, I love the sweets and the danishes, but I'm a sucker for like a nice, like, fresh loaf of French bread.
That's pretty damn. Or just a basic croissant.
Yeah.
Oh, or a blueberry muffin. Forget about it. We need a bakery here in our building.
Okay. Oh,
on our floor.
Yeah, in the studio.
Do we count cheesecake as a bakery thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Because I'm looking at the menu of Karina Bakery, and they have a chocolate peanut butter cup cheesecake that looks amazing. They also have a grasshopper for you, BJ.
Oh, thank you, grasshopper.
It's a milk cheesecake on top of a creamy vanilla cheesecake on a chocolate crust. And it's got Andy's mints on it as well.
Wow.
That actually sounds pretty amazing.
All righty.
Oh my gosh. I gotta turn this page off.
Time for breakfast.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about wine. I know your daughter's a big. Maybe we should bring your daughter in for this and ask her this question, because that would probably make sense, being that your daughter, of all people on our show, is the wine. I wouldn't say a wine aficionado, but she likes herself a good boxed wine and a good bottle of wine from time to time.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is anyone else on our show big into wine?
I wish. I get headaches. I'm that old lady that, like, I'll get a headache when I drink wine. I tried rosé last week, and I just had a headache.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a wine guy, and I don't wish to be a wine guy.
You know what's awesome is actually Joey D's bought us a Snoop Dogg wine.
That's the rosé I had.
Yeah,
that one was actually good.
Faux shizzle?
Faux shizzle. It was. He got a red one and a rosé, and we drank it before the Green Day show.
What's it called? Snoop Dogg wine?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember what the name.
19 Crimes.
There you go.
19 Crimes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought this story is perfect for Sarah. Maybe BJ shouldn't listen, because the story is about body parts and wine. But you're getting married.
Ooh, yes.
You got a bachelorette party. I'm sure you're going to try and plan.
Oh,
and apparently they made this bottle of wine solely for bachelorette parties. And it's called Just the Tipsy.
Yes!
That
is amazing.
It is a dong-shaped wine bottle.
So wait, Sarah, did you create this? Because that's something that she would come up with.
That is so me. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even matter if the wine is good. Right now, all they have is rosé. They don't have any other types of wine.
That's totally fine. I mean, I drink the box stuff, so it's not like I'm a wine expert anyway.
Yeah, because I started, I'm like, who the hell is going to buy a wine shaped like a guy's junk? And then they say, we're catering towards bachelorette parties. I'm like, whoever created this, you're geniuses. Because you got the wiener straws, the wiener hats, the wiener tiaras, the wiener sashes, napkins, all the wieners. You might as well have a wiener wine.
Oh, I'm so in. And don't get me wrong, even if I wasn't having a bachelorette party or something, I would just have this at the house at all times.
I almost want to start getting this and bring it to house parties that I get invited to.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, you'd be so liked. Well, I mean, if you came to my kind of house party.
Right.
I don't know the house parties you go to.
I probably wouldn't bring it to like a family Thanksgiving and Christmas parties.
Are you sure? I feel like that's the right place.
I would.
Well, Sarah, if you want it, you can get it at tipsybrand.com and it's just $33 a bottle.
Dude, I'm actually like going to order one.
No, you're not.
Right now.
I'm actually trying to order it. I think there's a lot of people going to this site because I'm having a hard time like getting to the shopping site.
Incredible.
Get me one.
I'm trying.
Or 2 or 3.
If you buy 2, do you think with tax it comes out to $69?
I hope.
It should.
Also, you should just like randomly place them around the house, so that way, like in Zoom calls, you'll just have this big
phallic-looking wine bottle.
No, that's just wine.
Yeah,
I should. And behind BJ,
like board games. Yeah,
he won't even notice.
That's great,
he won't notice a giant dong bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
sometimes BJ doesn't notice a lot of things,
but it says giant dong. But it's not like an airplane bottle size.
Yeah, I got 16 years.
I'm still gonna try.
Until what?
Until Tatum is 18, and then it's back. It's right back after.
What did I do? I'm just trying to help your daughter with her bachelorette party.
It's just a wine bottle.
Yeah, you know, remember that question. What did I do? If I'm alive and you're still working with me, what did I do will be a question you'll be hearing from me. What do you mean, what did I do?
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't understand.
You'll forget anyway. You'll be almost 80. Damn.
Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah. You're already forgetting stuff, so...
You know what?
You brought it upon yourself, BJ.
Why don't you and you know what? You and J-Rubs go live with Steve, all right?
We don't have any room.
Your new father.
We don't have any room.
We could make room.
What is going on here? No, you're not moving to my house.
Yeah. You know what? They got
it's
a nice
an alcohol-free
backyard.
home.
They got nice pool stuff. And you know what? You can babysit their kid. Yeah, go out. Get out now. How about just take the rest of the day off and move out?
Okay. I'm coming over.
All right. I guess I'll see you later. You can come say hi to my pink gnome.
Yes! Oh, now I'm really coming over.
That sounds weird if you don't know the context of it. I have an actual pink gnome, and Sarah's obsessed with gnomes, and I sent a picture of it to her, and she already is in love with it.
Yeah, it's actually a gnome.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's talk about the Mariners. Big game tonight, taking on the Kansas City Royals tonight. It's more like this afternoon. It starts at 4 p.m.
Are you really, are you still doing this?
I still have hope, man. They're not mathematically eliminated. Maybe spiritually they are, but they're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. They're 4 games out of the wild card spot, BJ. It's time now. That should be their slogan.
They're. Look, it's fork time. I'm sorry. They really needed to sweep the Red Sox. They really needed to do that, and they didn't.
Don't disagree with you, but you know what? Can't change the past. We can only affect the future.
You know what? You're the reason why they don't ever really have to worry about winning in this town. You know, if you forget the losing season and back in April, you'll be like, woo, here we go again, champions.
I am that guy. I'm like just like a beaten dog. I go, let's go Mariners again.
Yeah.
Well, and they made it official, even though everyone knew it, but they made it official yesterday that the Mariners are hosting the 2023 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, so congratulations to the Mariners for that. I don't know if you were watching Thursday Night Football, but what a game, or at least what an ending. The Washington football team ended up beating the New York Giants with a game-winning field goal. How about, though, they went for the field goal, missed it, but because a player on the Giants was offside, there was a penalty, so they got to kick again and then hit it and won 30-29.
How are you offsides during a field goal kick? I mean, really. I mean, I know they want to try to block it, but man, you just cost your team the win, or at least the tie anyway, and the chance.
When it happens to a team that you don't care about, it's awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Like, those are the best moments in football. Speaking of football, the home opener for the Seahawks. Woo! This Sunday, Lumen Field taking on the Tennessee Titans. That game is at 1:25. You can watch it on CBS, or, of course, go to the game if you got tickets. And I just want to give a quick shout-out. You know, we talk about the Kraken a lot these days because we're getting closer and closer to training camp, then preseason, and the season starting. I got so pumped yesterday. One of our goalies, Chris Drieger, who is one of the dudes that they picked up in the expansion draft, he just unveiled his goalie pads. I don't know if you've seen them, BJ.
I have not seen them.
I'll have to put I pull up on my Twitter because I shared it on my Twitter. And dude, this instantly got me pumped. They are the most creative looking goalie pads I've seen. They've worked the tentacles into them. The red eyes worked into it as well.
Look at those.
They are sharp, man.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Yeah, it's like it's not too much, so it's not like cheesy, over the top graphics. It's just enough, and it looks great. Like
it's all I was gonna say. It's gonna look great with the jersey too, because it's the blue mixed with those white pads. It's gonna so good.
It'll look good with the white jersey, the blue jersey. Yeah, just check it out on my Twitter at I'm Steve Miggs, or go on Chris Drieger's Twitter page. He shared it. It looks awesome, and all I thought was he's about my height. And usually at the end of the season, they do an equipment sale. Teams do. So they'll put it all out there for people to buy, and I'm like, all right, I got to figure out who do I have to talk to put those aside so I could purchase them.
Wow, really?
I'm going to try hard to buy those when the season's done.
So they really do. After the end of the season, they give him a whole new set of pads so they can sell the old ones.
Oh, dude, they get more. He's probably got more pads than you can even think of. Like the other companies probably send them pads just to try out to see if he'll go with that company.
Wow, okay.
But these were the pads. Yeah, at the end of the season, typically, unless a goalie decides to keep them. I have a feeling though they might keep those and put them like on display because it's like kind of historic. Like this is the first season.
I remember the airport in John Wayne Airport. They did that with a lot of paraphernalia for the Ducks, showing a lot of their inaugural stuff. So you're probably right.
But more often than not, usually at the end of a season, the team, the equipment manager, they'll like set up a place and the fans will just come and buy the gear because it's all in pretty decent shape. It's only been used for a year. And I know a lot of people have done that before in the past, and the goalie gear is always a hot item, of course.
That's cool.
But I'd be willing to wait in line and have an opportunity of getting those.
And Steve, I feel like, and I don't know. I mean, I know they do it in baseball where catchers will have home pads and away pads. Do they have the same thing with hockey? No, it's not that?
No, you pretty much stick with the pads that you have because you get comfortable in them. Although, for the Winter Classic and some of those kind of things, or alternate jerseys, sometimes the goalie will have a different set of gear. It's pretty much the exact same set, but just different colors. But it depends. It depends on the goalie. But for the most part, these will be the ones that he'll be rocking probably all season long. And they look great. And I know our other goalie, Grubauer, he posted his. They're not nearly as exciting, but they still look cool. It's cool to see it in the team colors.
Yeah.
And the goalie masks look awesome. I'm just pumped. I don't know if you know that.
I think you're pumped.
As far as weather, 66 degrees. It's going to rain today. That's the Miggs Report, and that's what's up.
Oh, nice.
I love the tentacle part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really, and that's it all looks good. They've really done a great job with the uniforms and the logo and the accoutrement. They really have.
Because I love that they not only have the tentacle thing going on the pads themselves, but also on the gloves. So it's just done right.
Well, and it looks, we were talking yesterday, Steve and I over text, and I was just like, it almost looks kind of like a full character when it's all put together like that, which they haven't done a full octopus yet. So seeing that, it was it's almost the mascot, even though who knows what the mascot's going to be.
Yeah, when the hell is this mascot going to show up?
I don't know.
I feel like, honestly, maybe they'll unveil it during the game.
That'd be cool.
What if they don't have a mascot? That might be the first time that I've really disagreed with their decisions.
Yeah, that's a good point. There are teams that don't have mascots. Am I right about that in professional sports?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe we're going to be one of those teams, or maybe at least for the first year. Who knows?
How do you not have a mascot when your team is called the Kraken?
Right.
I feel like you're right about that.
Well, you know what? It's actually Gritty. He just got held up at airport security, so he's just traveling across country to get to us.
He's dyeing his hair now to ice blue as opposed to orange. Oh, man, I'd lose my crap if it was Gritty. I would legit lose my crap.
That would be so funny if in fact one of the players we traded would be to get Gritty.
I'd be in one of those videos of where someone's freaking out in their house, and having an emotional moment over the dumbest thing. It would be because Gritty's our mascot.
Oh, yeah. Man, that's something. Maybe
getting Wayne Gretzky on your team to me.
Wow.
All right, maybe not that level.
Wow. Okay. Gritty, Wayne Gretzky, the same category. Okay, fine. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Who both starred and produced in the sitcom Parks and Recreation?
Tina Fey.
No.
Chris Pratt.
No.
Amy Poehler.
Yes.
Nice job. Steve. Yeah. All I could think of was Leslie Knope. And I'm like, I would get this question wrong because I don't know the actor's name. I only know the character. Good job, Steve. You want a shot at Beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs. We'll do that at 6:51 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.